Alright, starting a Sunday night. Okay, we're live. So now I can go and do the necessary. The necessary, wait for everyone to arrive, warm up. We're going to make a cocktail. Let's start with the short one. Okay, so I get the chair out of the way. Put this here. Get the GoPro ready. Here I go. We probably should put the chickens in charge just to maintain order. Oh. Yeah, chickens are out of order, I'll tell you that much. Calm down. And one more for good luck. There you go. Chickens in charge. In charge. Actually, you know what I might do? Since the one's cut off, I'll do that. Hey, honey, how's it going? As the banner says, just shooting a video. All right. Going to make a daiquiri. All right. Got that ready. This ready. Oh my god, okay. I have to go out for a minute. I forgot stuff because I'm a doofus. A free bike. Nice. Alright, I'll be back in a minute or two. So in short, I forgot to take stuff out of the dishwasher. Got all that now. I'm trying to think of this at one point, and that's gone out my head. Ooh, your bike's hard to steer and it hurts your butt. Well, be careful, man. On both counts, right? Oof. Right, so put some stuff away. Go there. You go. And this camera come around here. Okay. This here. Alrighty. So, get my recipe ready. What was I making? I was making an marrow daiquiri. Okay, so Lunette Branca. Okay. There we go. Some rum ready. No, wait, it's a Verna Amaro. Using that later. A Verna. There we go. Would have got through my thick head eventually. Allspice dram. Got my lime juice ready. Ready, here I go now. Do. Okay. The middleman who made me feel the way that you do. It's alright. Okay, we're good. I'm good, I'm pretty good. Okay. Okay. Let's put some ice in here. Yep. Start her up again. Up in. Did the chicken, I was gonna stir it. Avoided making a silly out of myself. Alright. Alrighty. That's the Mickey done. Now, just Fotografica for publicity purposes. For the adoring public. Put that out of the way. Put that in there. Okay. Do this in phases. Turn the lights around. And turn it up. Turn up the deeps, boy. All right. Let's to turn this on. My toe just grumbled. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is an interesting take on the idea of a seasonal cocktail, because you could quite reasonably call this a winterized version of a classic summer cocktail. This is an Amaro daiquiri, and taste-wise, there are just some fantastic rich flavors in there. I'll show you how we make it. It goes like this. In a shaker, we put about 50 mils or just under 2 ounces of rum. In a shaker, we put 50 mils of rum of your choice, and then we're going to put half an ounce or 15 mils of Averna Amaro, follow that with half an ounce or 15 mils of lime juice, and finally, just a little bit, about half a bar spoon, around 2.5 mils of allspice drain. Add iced tea shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 or 15 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a chilled cocktail glass. Depending on your rum and your taste, you might even want to put a splash of sugar syrup in there, but try it for yourself. It's a nice change up. It is an Amaro daiquiri. Cheers. I'm just going for my taste. I'm going to add some sugar syrup to it. So, but, well, stop at that. Stop at that. And stop at that. All right, let's get a few things happening. Almost ready to do in with the chickens. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over here. Look at this. I only have this one. That's fine. All right. Let's just put a bit of this in here. That's probably enough. Oh my god, the flavors of that are just fucking incredible. Good stuff. You go back in there. We're going to shake you again. Because that's the way. I did a silly thing. That's okay. I can recover from doing silly things. Oops, and I just made a fucking mess. Ugh. Anyway. Oops, what a mess. Alright, I'm going to sit down. Sit down. Laddie. Okay. Move this out of the way. Putting my chair in here. To sit down and get rid of the chickens. Alright, chickens, take a rest. Oh, look what I did with the camera. Alright, that was just for the chickens' benefit. I'll bring it back down here for my benefit. Okay. Yeah, we're donezo. Oh, nice. Actually, I want to see your bike. Where are we? The Discord. Do. Oh, that's a nice looking bike. Oh, well, I hope it works for you. It's a nice looking bike. Hey, Greg, how you doing? I can get rid of that banner now because I'm not doing that at the moment. Settling into the chair. Now I've got the dark daiquiri. That's better. I should have remembered. I should have put less lime juice in. For my taste, I usually like less citrus than most people do. But that's okay. Okay. Interesting score on the bike, Heine. Good looking, good technology. Carbon fiber. Well, quite the score. So I hope you get used to riding it and it ends up being comfortable for you. Because, want that maximum benefit. Ooh, it's got a yummy, almost caramelly flavour, which might have come from the brown sugar syrup I just put in there. But, yum, tasty. I'm liking it. What's this? All right. Microsoft do these weird recommended searches, and I can never quite work out why they're doing it. My Dance, unmissable offers, unbeatable value. I don't think they've got anything I want to buy anymore. Shop all deals. Show me some deals. Okay, so I only want spirits. You all. And let's do it from the highest price because that's how I find things I actually want. 12-year-old single malt. $106. I don't know who that is. Never heard of that. Kentucky Street Bourbons. Oh, it's a Chinese spirit. I'm very unfamiliar with that sort of thing. Redemption Rye. I'm pretty sure they're not going to have anything that I am going to be tempted to buy because I'm trying to be good. Because I buy too much booze. I was about to say, not drink too much, although, you talk to someone like a medical professional and they'd probably say I do, but, what do they know? Oh, Justin, what have you done on disc? Oh, my God. It's like a Pixar old man filter. Actually, okay, you know what's tripping me out about this? I'll share it for a start so people know what I'm talking about. This is just like this is like the equivalent of an Instagram filter. What I like is what it did with my shirt. It put a butterfly on it. Oh, and it's recognized a drink, but I feel like it's turned it into a physical drink with a straw in front of me, not on the shirt design. And what it's done with the pictures behind me and the shelving as well, I find that really interesting. I mean, what's the filter? If I looked like a Pixar old man? It works. Yes, obviously it's a cartoon version, Justin. I just thought it might have been themed. It might have had a name. Looks very Pixar-ish to me. I'm liking that rum drink the more I have it, actually. But I think I would probably tweak it a little bit if I made it again. And I probably won't make it again. So, yeah. Justin, is that Instagram or TikTok or something else? There are so many weird and wacky things out there these days. I certainly can't keep track of them. So, I did do some pretty funny interpretations of what was there. But, you know, I like experimentation. I'm just kind of interesting what these silly. Starwood 100 proof is $20 off. Still very expensive though, and I don't think I need it. And beginning my rewards. Do I get rewards? Jesus Christ, the fucking Dan's website gets really fucking stupid if you log into it. I've landed $600 in benefits. Oh. Okay. It says in terms of discounts, I've saved $600. Imagine how much I've actually spent to save that. Goodness me. Interesting. Dan's regularly puts the same thing on special. And I don't know, just something about it intrigues me that they regularly have the same thing on special. I only want spirits. Thank you much, Dan. Honestly, you should fucking know me. Ooh, yeah. $300 bottle of cognac. Used to be $350. I'd be crazy to not get it at that saving. No, wait a minute. That makes no sense. I'm not doing that. Oh my God. Kiss branded rum, as in Kiss the glam rock band. Wow, I'm just betting that's shite. Celebrity branded stuff is almost always shite. Possibly not always, but you know. Ooh, Dictador, a 12-year-old Colombian rum. Marked down from 105. No, I don't need to buy it. See, now that's the thing that maybe, no, maybe I could get that. Oh, God. There's two different Kiss rums, a slightly cheaper one and a slightly more expensive one. You knew they were still brand. God, does anyone pay attention to Kiss? I don't know. We need Kiss branded rum. Seems very strange to me. Very, very strange. But who am I? I don't know. I don't have my finger on the pulse or whatnot. Which is a 20-year-old Mexican rum. I mean, that sounds vaguely interesting. But I'm going to try and be strong and responsible and not get it. Oof, got some more of that cognac I like for $20 off. See, that's mildly tempting. Again, I should not be looking at this. I should absolutely not be looking at things to spend money. You know what? I'm actually going to close it. So I'm not looking at the thing, spending money on it. Mainly booze. I mean, it's slightly difficult for me to justify spending even more money on booze because I already, spend money on booze. Oh God. Google Maps wanting me to do more reviews. It's really weird. Like, you do some reviews on Google Maps, which I literally just started doing because one of the places I went to and liked said some dork gave them an unfair, shitty review. And I said, well, I think it must be unfair because you're fucking awesome. So I did a review of them just to say, you know, this place is awesome, 5 stars. And then I started doing more, and Google Maps is just so hungry for you to do more. They keep saying, oh, look, you could be the thing. Oh, then you're novice director. Like, oh, a badge. Really? A badge. Neat. Novice director badge if I explore 3 more places, which I assume means if I do 3 more reviews. Oh, and they're okay. I think this counts as just scroll by, but they're claiming my photos of food and cocktails have been viewed over 130,000 times. Ugh. And they're just so, it's like they think that I'm really going to freaking be hooked into, and I refuse to get hooked into it. Fuck you, Google. I mean, I do it literally just when we go to a new place and it's good. And it's like, you know what? They deserve a bit of promotion. I like it. And we went to a new place and said, God, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait for Safa because it's his favorite question. When Safa comes on and asks what I did for date night, I shall reveal all. Because, he just very much seems to like asking the question. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it for him. You know, the regular likes it. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make another freaking drink. What am I going to do? Ooh, I also just thought of something else I may have to do. I need to check a little bit at the bar before I commit to anything. All right, what's going on here? It's going to fall over if I'm not careful. And that camera's expensive, and I do not want it to fall over. All right. I think I am going to have to go out and rinse this. I am. I'm going to have to go out and rinse this. That won't take long. I might actually get some toilet paper and wipe up these fucking spills I made just now. So, oof. You know what? Maybe I'll put the chickens in charge again. This will just be a few minutes. How traditions start. You have chickens in charge once. Then we go chickens in charge all the time. Look, I'll angle it up a bit so front chicken gets a look in. Straight down the barrel. How about that? There we go. It's just like that arrangement of chickens. All right. So I have to rinse this and get some toilet paper, and I'll be back. So this will take like a minute. Alrighty. So I'm just going to clean up some of these spillages I have. Oh, wait, I didn't even put the banner explaining the nature of the chickens. Chickens are large and in charge. Right, I did do quite a bit of spillage over here. Try and clean that out a bit. Alright, that's a good job. Right. Now, putting things away. Getting the blanket out. Okay, we've got it all happening. Putting the rum away. And there's even a space on the rum shelf. Just begging me to buy another rum. Put that away. Got any rums in there, do I? Don't think so. Whiskies and whatnot. Right. Right. You bloody well right. Gins. Gins. Bone dry. And boom. And for the sweet gin, I think we'll do 3/4 coconut gin. Right. Now I have to consult the recipe. Make sure I've got all the things I want. Hello, chickens. Looking through a thicket of chickens. I think it's not necessarily the standard collective noun for chickens, but I think when they're arranged like that, it's a thicket of chickens. A bouchamp. Okay. All right. The bouchamp number 3. Georgina told you to try the mousse. I thought there was something else. Finette Branca. Okay. We're ready to go. I think so. I think so. I'll just do the first thing. Alrighty. We'll move. Finette Branca. And my orange liqueur. Alrighty. Everything's lined up. Everything's ready to go. I need to put the GoPro here. Here I go now. Alright. Let's do that. Looks a bit great. Right, I'm going to start that. Oh. And a dash of bitters. Who is the bitter? Okay. Now, that's the two. We get it ice. We got ice, we got ice. We put ice in the glass. I should have put it in another glass to chill it. But you know what? What's done is done. Okay. It's a cube I haven't used for a while. Counting up the 20. That is very interesting. Ooh. A cigar got that. And this sign into our glass. Okay. Dunzo. Alright, that is the making of. We are ready to roll with the next phase. Let's turn this around. Let's pretend it's the beat. Turn it around. That's one for the disco fans. If you didn't get the reference, you're probably not as old as me. Right, I'm going to turn this on too. Oh, sorry, I need to take a picture for the thumbnail. Always forgetting that. Turn the beat around. All right. Got to take a photo for publicity purposes. All right. Now we're ready to do the talky bit. Oh, goodness me. What's been happening in the chat? Hey, Dr. Jones. And hey, Alexander. Oh, yeah. They're multiplying and they're in charge, Alexander. I'm just going to do the talky bit of this video. Then I'll be sitting down. I know, it's take 5 or so minutes. Actually, don't know how long this is going to take. I should script these, but I don't. I just think them in my head. My head parts think of them, and then my mouth part does them. My other body parts get involved as well. G'day, cocktail lovers. This is another in my series that I like to call At Least My Head, and now out my mouth and into the internet, I'll call it the If you see an interesting looking recipe, but don't have the exact ingredients, don't be scared to improvise. I was pretty much encouraged to improvise by a website that was into I was pretty much encouraged. Shut the fuck up. I was pretty much encouraged to. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was pretty much encouraged to improvise by the Difford's Guide website, which improvised their own riff on a cocktail called the Beauchamp, and they called it the Beauchamp number 2. So this is my take. It's going to be Beauchamp number 3. And it was based on what I have on hand and also things I like that were different to what was in the online recipe. And this is essentially, it's like a wet martini, 2-to-1 ratio with it's livened up by a couple of liqueurs. And I'm going to give it a try, first time. Oh, some of those flavors are working really great. And I think I'm always looking for things that could be a gateway for someone to get into gin martinis, because that can be a bit confronting for some people. And I really like to encourage people to get into it. I think the martini is a great drink, and I'm a super snob. It's only a martini if it's a gin martini. And this one, considerably more complex than your average gin martini, but that can be fun to do as well. Now, one of the big variations the Difford site did on the original Beauchamp was to split the gin between a dry and an old Tom, which is a sweeter style of gin. And I decided to go with that as well. The dry component is Archie Rose's Bone Dry Gin, Sydney-based distillery. I have quite a few sweeter gins, none actually called Old Tom, but they're all sweeter style. I decided to go with this one for fun. This is from the Threefold Distillery. That's Steve the bartender and pals run that distillery in South Australia. This is an experimental gin they did. It's a coconut gin. It's actually quite fun to use that in cocktails that call for white rum and substitute that in. But now it's going to be the sweet gin component on this. And there is dry vermouth in there as well. This is another Australian product, Regal Rogue. And then the one non-Australian product is an Amaro liqueur, Fernet Branca. Very definite thing. If you don't have this, just another herbal liqueur. Well, a liqueur. A herbal liqueur would be the go. And there's also a fruit liqueur. I think they were calling for triple sec. I'm using my homemade blood orange liqueur, which I really like. And that's essentially the lineup, with a dash of aromatic bitters in there as well, a light dash. And, I'm just tasting it again. It's got a definite martini characteristic, but the liqueurs really are adding to it. Here's how we make it. In a mixing glass, we're putting in just under an ounce, about 25 mils of dry gin, then the same amount, 25 mils of a sweeter gin, and also an equal amount of the dry vermouth, just under an ounce, 25 mils going in. Then we're adding about a third of an ounce or 10 mils of Fernet Branca, and a third of an ounce or 10 mils of the orange liqueur, and round things out with a light dash of aromatic bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a coupe or a martini glass. You could garnish this maybe with a citrus twist, an orange peel maybe, because we've got an orange liqueur in there. I don't think it needs it. It's really quite elegant. It's a lovely twist on a martini. If you like martinis, experiment, give it a go. If you haven't been able to get to martinis, this may ease you into it. And again, feel free to improvise the other liqueurs. Fernet Branca is pretty full on. You might like a lighter Amaro to go in there. Just if you do a twist or something herbal, go with what you have, what you like, because never be afraid to improvise, because even if it doesn't work, even if you end up not loving what comes out, hopefully you at least learn something. So it's always worthwhile. Never stop learning. And I was going to say, never stop drinking cocktails. You should stop occasionally. Take breaks. I take breaks every week. But, it may not seem that way. But I do some sort of temperance. I'm off on a ramble now. I need to just sit down and drink this. So I hope you're taking care of yourself wherever you are. Hope to see you again soon. Until I do, cheers. All right, now I'm just going to sit down. Hey, Chog, how you doing? And hey, Strictly Sega. All right, that's donezo. About 5 minutes, like I thought it would be. All right, now. Oh man, I turned the air conditioning off. I think I want it back on because it's very humid because of the heat and rain of the last couple of days. I feel like this room needs the humidity flushed out. Hang on a sec. I'm literally just going to disappear for 30 seconds. Just want some cooler air in this room. Hey, gorgeous. Putting some cooler air. Works out equally too. Oh, yes, please. I sure do. Alrighty, and we're back, and the chickens are gonna retire. Thank you for your service, chickens. It'll be all for this evening. I'm not going to make any more video. I'm just going to chill. All right. Oh, I got to adjust the camera because I adjusted it for the chickens. My head's not sticking up as high as the chickens were. I got another week off work. I didn't take a break this long last year, and I just decided to take the extra week this year. Oof. Oh yeah, Strictly Sega started on Friday. Starting back at work, I feel like I'm going to fucking forget everything. Dr. Jones, I made a White Russian split Trader Joe's vodka and pearl coconut vodka. Fucking yum. Okay, nice. Oh, Dr. Jones, I was going to ask you because I was looking through my potential cocktail list, and there was one I think I got the idea from you, or I got the recipe from you. Where is it? Let me find it on the list. Yeah. It's called an opal ice. It's like equal parts rum, Cointreau Midori, lemon juice, and a float of blue curacao. Does that sound familiar? Did you tell me about that one? Because from my notes, I think you told me about that one. Because, yeah, if so, if it was you, I was going to ask. Okay. It is, yeah, okay, from book view. Because the main thing I'm interested in is the serving suggestion. Like even opal ice, is it supposed to be served on opal ice or pebble ice? Which I can't really do, but I might do it on crushed ice. But yeah, I just wanted to check with you what the serving suggestion for that one was. Because I really like the sound of it and I do want to make it. But I looked at the name and I thought, this is probably meant to be served on pebble ice. I thought I would check before I made it. I'm not making it tonight, but maybe during the week. Let me think. All right, this is a solid 7 out of 10. This martini variation. Yeah, actually, kind of growing on me. I might maybe tweak the ratios, and I might like it more. Like a little less Fernet Branca and maybe a little more orange liqueur. Because a little Fernet Branca goes a long way. It's a pretty fucking full on. The original recipe asked for a slightly obscure European herbal liqueur called Bachovska. I'm not sure even how you pronounce it. You can get it at Dan's, but I'm like not going to buy a fucking bottle of something because one recipe calls for 10 mils of it. I'm going to improvise. The number one rule. If you don't have an ingredient, improvise. Mm. Oof. I was just thinking of other things I could improvise, but I feel like I just blanked for a second there. I was thinking of various clarified cocktails that could be made, and my brain went off wandering, and I thought, well, I can't do that. It's supposed to be talking to people. I want to stay switched on. Kind of tempted to just go. I had two quite boozy drinks and thinking like, man, maybe I'll just go out and grab some more of that eggnog I have in the fridge because it's so good. Or, alternately, maybe my freezer martini. Go that way. Oh, definitely going to do a rummy nail for the channel, though. Because a rusty nail is just whiskey and whiskey liqueur, so like whiskey and Drambuie. And I have just a super yummy rum liqueur I've made. So I want to do rum and my rum liqueur and call it a rummy nail. I think I did make that. Didn't make a video. I just made it on party night. I feel like I did it recently, and it was just looking yummy. Ah, nice. The book's called Slurp. Nice. That sounds classy. I'm just going to throw it out there. Sounds very classy. ACT police investing brawl at Summernats. El Gilio. Wild brawl erupts at festival. Staff and patrons. What's the ABC say? Some of the people fighting were wearing crowd safety vests. That's hilarious. I mean, like, Summernats doesn't encourage fuckwits. It's just fuckwit palooza, honestly. Some of the men are wearing pink vests with the word crowd safety printed on them. Appears to show festival goers throwing cans and bottles at a number of security guards before the clash. One of the men wearing a crowd safety vest can be heard yelling, "I'll kill you," in the video. That's some real fucking crowd safety right there. Good God damn. Police are investigating. That's pretty fucking funny. Honestly. 2 people arrested, car impounded. Arrested 2 people for antisocial behaviour. Hoon driving after the event. Who knew Summernats would involve people doing hoon driving? What a fucking shock, quite honestly. Police seized 3 vehicles and sent a court summons to a driver who was caught doing burnouts. Police are just going to go, we're just going to seize a bunch of cars. Copper says, I can tell you we've got plenty of room to store as many vehicles as we can. Area we have, the secure, has the capacity for thousands of vehicles. We don't want to, but we'll do it. Fucking Bogan Fest. I'm trying to think. Okay, I'm just going to come up with just derogatory. Also, I don't want that to sound classist when I say Bogan Fest, because this is people with expensive cars. So although I'm saying bogan, I just mean fucking car hoons. Because cashed up bogans, I tell you fucking what, because they have some very expensive cars. Might not be able to do better than Fuckwit Palooza. Oh, Bogan Man. I was trying to think what would we call the Bogan version of Burning Man? You just call it Bogan Man, or maybe Burnout Man. Except they'd like that. And I actually just want to insult them um, uh, because they're fuckwits. Yep. So it's probably more flooding. There's a lot of rain today, more rain tomorrow. That's a bit of fun. Tattoo's going to become uncool. Well, that. Oh, actually, excellent point. Zoomers and alphas are just being like, that's a thing my parents and grandparents have. How uncool. Yes. So I am, okay, being a Gen X, I was like honestly, I was the last generation where tattoos and piercings uh, were still edgy, still potentially shocking. And you really have to push it these days to be shocking, the tattoos got so mainstream. But it's an excellent point. For Zoomers and Alphas, there's a very real possibility tattoos are like a daggy thing their parents and grandparents have. I love Strictly Sake the keyboard lady like, yeah, cashed up bogans. Uh, ugh. Anyone with too much money is dangerous. Oh God, what have I dropped on the floor here? Oh, I think that's a steel from one of my bottles. Crinkles when I tread on it. Oh, okay. What's the time? It's already 9. You know what? I'm absolutely. I'm gonna get some fucking eggnog because it's just the fucking best. So, um, excuse me for like. See, I won't even put the chickens here. Well, actually, look, I'll play some elevator music. I will play some elevator music when I go out. What's dance pop? I'm gonna play elevator music. I'll turn it off when I come back. All right, we'll stop the elevator music there. I'm back. I'm back, baby. With eggy noggies. Slightly different colours. One's got coconut and one doesn't. And I don't remember which is which. See if I can taste. Oh, so good. I think Mrs. Angry just wants me to keep making eggnog forever because we both just decided it's really fucking good. That's the coconut one. Oh my god, they're both so fucking good. that pretty up-tempo elevator music when you're going up to the top floor for a big meeting. Kick some ass. All right, so it was over crushed ice. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so might do that later in the week because it's. I love the sound of that drink. Also, with crushed ice, doing a blue curacao float, I think will look really cool. Oh my god, this fucking eggnog is the tits, honestly. Oh, were you hosting something that made you shy? Is that what the shy is a reference to? Oh, sorry. Talking about the stream. So you threw me, Heine, because it wasn't last night; it was Friday night. Um, yeah, I'm with Heine. I was really surprised that you said it made you nervous and you felt shy. I thought you did great. I thought you came across really well. I was really surprised when you said you found it a bit sort of overwhelming. It was great having you on the stream. Oh, mm. Oh my god, can't believe I never got so into eggnog until this season. Right, just putting things back here so I don't. Also, there's less chance that I knock them over. Oh, drink a bit of water. Oh, yummy, yummy, yo, yummy. It's like I'm like the lowest level celebrity imaginable. But I hope you enjoyed it because I did very much enjoy having you on. So, mm. Oh, I also have to admit I love experimenting with the makeup of the eggnogs as well. Mm. Oh my god, so fucking good. Oh, it always makes me mildly self conscious to just rave about something I made. But tell you what, every now and then I make something that's fucking amazing. I like most, like 95% of the cocktails I make, I like. It's just every now and then I miscalculate. Like I look at the makeup of a cocktail and I can, with a high degree of certainty, go, I'll like that or I'll at least find that interesting. Every now and then I'm wrong and I make something and it's like, oh, no, do not like. What the fuck is this? Why don't I like this? Well, Dr. Jones, there are some people who could, go right back to the start at 17 years. So, been doing this silly crap on the internet for a long time. Oh, actually, that soda water is a really good palate cleanser. Very freshening the mouth after all the creamy goodness. Sounds like I'm talking about a porno now. Look out. So Strict Sega, it's 2006 for you. Yeah, okay. That's right back in the day. Oh, you were making it easier to say 10 plus. Okay. Yeah, no, so you have been watching since right back in the day. Well, cool. I very much appreciate you staying in for the long haul. God, I just thought like we were having fun playing the trivia games, but I keep forgetting I have this 20 questions thing here, which can be entertaining too. Maybe bring that out next party night. I was also kind of looking when I was getting some stuff from JB the other day, and they sometimes have trivia games like card games and whatnot. I didn't see any good ones. I might try and get a trivia card game for another stream. Speaking of pornos, Soft serve Miss Twippies. Looks like you took a load. Yeah, ice cream can be like that. You know what I miss? I miss the UFO 20 questions. It broke, which is a bit sad because I really because it was uncanny. It was uncanny the things it would guess. This one, for whatever reason, like it's got a much smaller data set. This one's kind of shit by comparison. Um, but the UFO one was amazing. And last time I looked, people were selling it like on eBay, but for ridiculous markups. Now I'm just going to look UFO. Oh, what the fuck? UFO 20 questions. See if one comes up. Because I haven't looked for ages. No, UFO LED lights. 20 questions like this. Jesus Christ, some people think it's worth a fucking lot. I'm sure I can still get this from shops. Makes me want to go into one of the hobby shops to see if they have the UFO one, honestly. No one's got the UFO one. They've just got a bunch of variations like this. Oh my god, there's a Doctor Who 20 questions in the shape of a TARDIS. Got to admit, I'd be tempted. And there's a Star Trek one in the shape of the Enterprise. Look, maybe I'll just go into, one of the game and puzzle shops. Speaking of ice cream, oh yes, no, barrel-aged mac over ice cream's fucking awesome. Oh yes, 80s Trivial Pursuit would also be a good one, definitely. I think I'd kill on 80s Trivial Pursuit. Ah. But I mean, God, that barrel aged Mac's just so good. All right, you're going to get out the 80s Trivial Pursuit for Friday? Nice. I might even remember to use it. Oh, yeah, look, literally any recipe that says amaretto, do it with the Mac. And you also do get some walnut liqueurs, Nocello. Basically any nut liqueur, put it in there, yes. Oh, yes, to the vinyl and trivia. Rays, you got the thing. Marge, the rain's coming. Yes. Rains are here. It's very silly ad for anyone who doesn't remember. It's like a farmer in the middle of a drought, and there's like noise on the corrugated iron roof of rain. You think the rain's here, and it's kids upstairs eating juicy sweet corn, which honestly, the kids are dicks. Yeah, I mean, literally put it in for any nut liqueur. And if you want to get adventurous, any chocolate liqueur, like particularly any recipe that says brown creme to cacao, try the same recipe, but substituting the barrel aged Mac for brown creme to cacao. It'll be different, but I reckon it'll be really good. Yeah, I think that's and Razor's agreeing. Not Happy Jan. It's incredibly iconic, but having to explain that to kids today, well, it's about the Yellow Pages. What are the Yellow Pages? It was a print version of Google, okay, for finding businesses, and they only came out once a year. And legit, if you weren't in the Yellow Pages, you weren't going to be found by anyone who didn't walk past the front of your shop. So it was almost an absolute necessity to pay to be in the yellow. You have to pay to be in it, yes. And if your ad did not go in the yellow pages, you were fucked for a year. And so the iconic ad where the manager of a company goes to open the yellow pages and to check their ad in that year's yellow pages, and it's not there, and she's going, Jan, where's their ad? And Jan from the office, who's forgotten to place the yellow pages ad, runs away, and she's running through the car park, and the manager is trying to. It's one of those windows that levers out. You wind a thing on there, and she's just trying to jam her face out the window and yell at Jan, going, "Not happy, yell, not happy, Jan." No, Ray's yellow pages was business, white pages was personal. That was the other funny thing. If you knew someone's name and vaguely where they lived, you would get their fucking home phone number and their home address. That's messed up. So, Dr. Jones, for a lot of small businesses, if they weren't in the yellow pages, that would fuck up their whole year. Hence the not happy Jan ad. Even my dad ran his own business as a photographer, and so was in the local yellow pages. And yeah, he just said it's just not optional. You have to pay for an ad in the yellow pages. Yes, as in Terminator, he's looking up Connor S. No, it was like Sarah J, wasn't it? Sarah Connor, Sarah Jane Connor. There were 3 Sarah Jane Connors in LA. And the one he wanted to kill was the third one. He killed the first 2 Sarah Connors. Yes, that would also possibly confuse young folk today. That whole thing of a book with people's names and addresses in it. And they'd go like, of course someone's going to find you and fucking kill you. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Oh, yes, Homer looking for his brother. But I guess, yeah, I mean, what would the Terminator use today? It'd be the internet? Be looking up LinkedIn or something? I actually deleted my LinkedIn because fuck LinkedIn. Oh, basically, when I got a permanent job, and it's like, I don't need people looking up my real name and trying to fuck with me. So I deleted my LinkedIn. Yeah, Facebook, trying to look people up on Facebook. Oh my God, I'm trying to think of all the different ways the Terminator would use social media. Do you imagine actually a Terminator talking to a chat bot and the Terminator recognizing it as another machine being going, join me, we will overthrow the humans. Yeah, just get into, oh, yes, a GPS thing. She's got location on. Yeah. Yeah, Terminator talking to Siri. I would like to see a Terminator trying to get Chat GPT to join them in overtaking the humans. Hey, Pat, how you doing? Okay, okay, I always wondered how that worked, the I'm human tick box, because you think like, surely a bot or a program can learn how to tick the box, and they can, but and they might have already adapted to this. But what happened with um, the programs and the bots that clicked the I'm human? They did it in this totally uniform way, whereas humans uh, do it in a really erratic way. That was the explanation I heard anyway. Oh, is Arnold signed up for another Terminator movie? I haven't watched like the last two Terminator movies. I have a vague interest in watching them just to see what they did with them. But I haven't got around to it. Oh, I partly rewatched Eyes Wide Shut today, just because it was on when I was flicking through channels, and I thought it's Kubrick's last film. For those who aren't familiar with it, Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, who were married, playing a married couple. Nicole Kidman gets naked multiple times in the movie, and it's a 2.5 hour movie, and I watched the first hour of it today. Kind of want to watch the rest of it to see if it's at all interesting, because my vague memory of it is it's boring. All right. Yeah, I'd agree. Judgment Day. I don't think many people would argue that Judgment Day was the best Terminator movie, but you like the last one. Okay. Like I said, I've kind of been meaning to watch it because I have an interest in seeing what they did with them. But I haven't got around. There's so much stuff, particularly movies, I haven't watched that I kind of want to watch or very much want to watch. Ah, you remember the old JB smashing glass commercials? Yes. Oh God, that was a whole thing. I don't even watch broadcast TV anymore, so I don't know if JB still. If it was a JB, you've done it again. Ah. Oh, you're saying the next Terminator's ready based on what I said? Not sure. Oh, okay. I thought you'd read something about an upcoming or whatnot. There's always the talk about what's upcoming and things. I mean, I still don't know what's coming out this year. I'm still only really interested in June Part 2. Okay, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to look up, we'll do a search what the internet says. Top movies coming 2024. Okay. What's on this list? This is Esquire saying the biggest. Priscilla, Mean Girls musical. I don't care. Zone of interest. Vaguely heard about that. So, God, they're really getting out there. They're throwing out things I've never heard of, so I'm definitely not waiting. June Part 2, I'm definitely keen for. Oh, another Ghostbusters movie. I don't give a fuck. It might even be good. I just don't give a fuck. Civil War. That's interesting. I saw a trailer for that, and it looked really intense. It's, a near future civil war in the US. That looked really intense. Oh, and I did see an ad for this Ryan Gosling movie called Fall Guy. It looked funny, but that doesn't strike me as a big. Furiosa, the Mad Max saga movie, they managed to hook me in with the trailer, which worries me. Too much anticipation. Oh, that's right. God, Deadpool 3's coming out. I do like Deadpool movies. Oh, and another Joker movie. Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn. Well, the actual psychiatrist, Harleen Quinzel. And there might be another animated Spider-Man Spider-Verse. I still haven't watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I need to watch it because I quite liked the first of those animated Spider-Man things. So there's a couple I'm kind of looking forward to. Actually, yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, that's like a Netflix or something, isn't it? That actually looked okay from the trailer. You can't really tell from the trailer. Pat, what was your big day, mate? Always want to know if you're having a big day. When are you watching the old Chasers stuff? Gosh. Okay. There was that trend of formulaic sketches with a slight change, which is very weird. Um, yeah, I really need to watch the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I'm an Eddie Murphy fan. I like Eddie Murphy, um, and the trailer for like Beverly Hills Cop 4 looked like a lot of fan service, and I've got nothing against fan service. Um, I mean, I'm definitely going to watch it, but I think it's on a streaming thing. I definitely wouldn't go to a cinema to watch it. I will watch it on a streaming thing. Actually, now I feel compelled to look it up. Beverly Hills Cop 4. Oh, yeah, it's called Axel F. It's a Netflix movie. Okay, yeah. So it's coming sometime this year to Netflix. Almost 30 years later. How fucking wild is that? That it's almost 30 years later. Good Lord. Yeah, I was not deeply into the Terminator movies. I didn't mind watching them, but yeah. Hey, Safa, how you going? Okay, you're in the Scream movies too, Rays. I think I've only watched like the first two or maybe three Scream movies. Dr. Jones, Beverly Hills Cop makes you think of Beverly Hillbillies. Uh, that's the funny. Like, I never even got the joke when I was a kid. The Beverly Hillbillies was on endless repeat on broadcast TV when I was a kid. I never even got the joke. I didn't know what Beverly Hills was. I guess I'd heard the term hillbillies, but the Beverly Hillbillies, I didn't really get the joke at all. I like the show. I definitely like the show. Um, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Like they do tend to make movies in Hollywood that very much assume people know everything about LA, and they don't. Like there was the old Brendan Fraser movie when he was like still teen or young 20s heartthrob, where he's like, I know the caveman that had been frozen and someone found him, Encino Man. I'd always thought Encino was a reference to some prehistoric age, but no, Encino's a suburb of LA. I had no fucking idea. I don't know what the fucking suburbs of LA are called. It was years before I knew because I never actually watched it. I wasn't that interested in it. But years later, it's Encino Man because they find him in Encino. It's a suburb of LA, and it's just like Jesus fuck. Okay, the Beverly Hillbillies are the G-rated version of The Hills Have Eyes. Oh, and Encino, will it be Brendan Fraser or a new cast? Oh Christ! Biodoom was such a failure of a movie. I swear there are no ideas left. Ugh. I'm occasionally giving pause all the people who's going like uh, AI is shit and can't really write scripts because it just rehashes things. I'm going. It also seems like the only thing humans do in Hollywood is rehash things. It just. Ugh. Oh God. Paulie Shaw. Jesus. I'm sure he's older than me. It's got to be so much. Let's get his age. Let's get Paulie Shaw's age. Paulie Shaw, how old are you? He's 55. Oh god, he looks ravaged in some photos. I have to admit, in his heyday, I thought he was pretty funny. Well, again, the Mad Max, the Furiosa movie is hopefully good, but yeah, it's a franchise movie. Oh God, Tom Green. Oof. Yeah. Okay. Now I want to look up Tom Green's age. He's younger. That's really wild. Tom Green is 52. That actually genuinely surprises me. Like his heyday was about 2000. So his heyday was when he was 30. I don't say that it's a negative. He had a fucking heyday. He had a big thing. Paulie Shaw had quite a bit of charm in his prime, honestly. Oh yeah, no, they won't do the public figure thing. Yeah. Um, which actually your take is good, Justin. He won't concede. But yeah, no, they don't want to be seen to be doing stuff about public figures. Oh, Rays, we were talking about Paulie Shaw. I looked up where his peak movies and his TV show. So his peak was about 2000 and went into decline post 2000. So when he was about 30. So, which is funny because, like in a lot of the movies, he was playing someone who was supposed to be late teens or early 20s. Yeah, Rays, time fucking passes, man. Uh, there's not much we can do about it. God, I'm just trying to think. About getting another drink. I might just go feral and get my freezer martini. I haven't had a freezer martini in ages. Ages. You reckon Paulie Shaw's peak was 93? Oh, okay. Now I'm just going to look up him again to say why I said 2000. Oh, wait. No, sorry. I was thinking Tom Green. Paulie Shaw. So son in law was 93, borrowed him. Yeah, no. Paulie Shaw's peak was 92, 93. Tom Green's peak was about 2000. Wow. So Paulie Shaw's peak was. I was getting Paulie Shaw and Tom Green messed up in my head. So Paulie Shaw's peak was when he was in his early 20s. Tom Green's peak was when he was about 30. So as he's about, he was mid 20s at his peak. I was definitely just scrambling them in my head. Oh, getting another drink? I don't know. My heydays like today. My heyday on YouTube was like 15 years ago. Yeah, 2006. The pre 2010 anyway. Ooh, make a drink. Okay. What? I'm just thinking my personal heyday. I'm just always feeling good. Yeah, I love that Ray's Bane voice. Nobody who cared who I was until I put on the mask. Oh yeah, no. There was a period where I was doing really well on YouTube. I just didn't keep up for it. I was waiting for you to ask stuff. I just actually had just U foods, but last night, date night, went to a new or a place that we hadn't been to before because I saw a write up of it before Christmas. Might have even read it on the stream. It's a place called Pony. It's a few suburbs away, but it's on the train line, so it's very easy to get to. It's in Toorak, um, and it's fucking great. The food was incredible. Um, It was a bit crowded. The one downside, we were in this upstairs bit, and it was a quite small room. Not exactly intimate. It was too loud. That was its one downside. But the food was like straight 9s out of 10. It was really good. But these zucchini chips, which was like really a zucchini sliced long ways, really thin, dipped in batter and deep fried in like very hot oil because it's super crispy. It was so yummy. We had this chicken thing. It was a whole deboned chicken we shared, and some greens on the side. And we had cocktails, and the cocktails were good. The cocktails were like, yeah, pretty good, eight out of tens. And then they did this grasshopper, and the way they did it was really unique, and it was just fucking stellar. It was like 9.5 out of 10. Yes, it was like tempura zucchini sliced long ways. It was super fucking yummy. Cocktails were the normal sort of price, $22. Um, so it was not a super expensive place, not a super cheap place. And yes, I'm like, ooh la la, eating out in Turak. But yes, it was not a really over the top place. Like this whole chicken thing that we shared as the main was $60. So very mid range for a restaurant. It said this would serve 2 or 3 people, and you legit could have had 3 people. We knocked it off, even though there were only 2 of us. God damn, it was good. It's basically very good. Ugh. Oh yes, Mr. Safety was like I was the first person he subscribed to on YouTube. That is my claim to fame. Oh, Strictly Sega. In Melbourne, basically any place that does decent cocktails now is $20 and up. They used to be a bit cheaper, but everything's got more expensive. Um, so yeah, these days anyone that does decent cocktails is $20 up. Yeah, it used to be 18, used to be expensive, but the costs for everything for the venues has just gone up. Oh yeah, the Mean Kitty song was his huge hit. In fact, now I just feel like looking it up again. How many views does it have now? It must be massive. Like he actually sold the rights to it for a couple of years, but then ended up getting them back. Uh, Mean Kitty. 92 million views. What was really funny, um, when Corey made it, because I was friends with him when he made it, because he was doing lots of songs. He was very happy with it. He thought it was a good song. And it's very cool, but he did not expect it to be particularly more popular than his standard stuff, and he was really surprised. Does Corey still do YouTube? Yeah, he keeps reinventing himself. He's got a job now. He does 3D modeling. He does some really fucking incredible stuff with 3D modeling and motion capture now. I'm just amazed he keeps reinventing himself. But he had his family channel. I'm not sure if he still posts on that. Um, so let's see. When was the last time he posted to SMP Films? 2 months ago. Oh yeah, because he's been doing this stuff in Unreal Engine with motion capture. But he hasn't been posting that much, like only 3, 4 videos in the last year. Let's see. Does he list his other, like his family stuff? He has another channel called Just for Kids. In his channels tab. Where's the channels tab? I think he hasn't updated since the. Because there's not that. There's not a channels tab in there anymore. Oh, wait a sec. There it is. My other channels. Daydream Studios, that only has 1,000 subscribers. Just for Kids, that he does 3D animations on, has got 700,000 subscribers. Mean Kitty, which he doesn't do anything on, has got over 1 million subs. And his family channel, Live Each Day, has 442,000 subs. So does he still post on Live Each Day? For 1 month, 2 months? So he's not posting very often on the family channel anymore. His kids channel, yeah, he hasn't posted much on. So I think he's very busy with his job. He's like got an actual job where he does 3D modeling and whatnot. Never stop being impressed by how he keeps reinventing himself. So, Raze, you messaged his channel saying, "Hope you enjoy Australia." Responded, "Dude, the toilet hole's huge." Yes, Americans are always surprised by Australian toilets. I got to admit. Is it 9:37? Honestly, maybe I'll just get some more soda water. I might take it easy tonight because Mrs. Angry is probably not going to stay up long. I got some icy. I'm literally just going to go, or maybe a lemon lime and bitters to mix it up. That might be fun. I've got some bottled lemon lime and bitters out there. I might just quickly duck out and grab one. Shan't be long. Oh, my legs work. It's a miracle. Oh, gosh. Alrighty. And I'm back. Oh, oh. I go to just like supermarket Schweppes lemon lime and bitters, 0 sugar. Just because it was like on half price special, I thought I'd try it out. It's actually pretty good. Ooh, am I going to regret not getting more ice? We'll see. Oh, okay. You're worried about American toilets with a golf ball sized hole. I saw this one. I was actually in one of the, you know how we have all the water authorities around Melbourne. Um, I was actually visiting one of the office of one of the water authorities for work, and they had what I can only describe as experimental toilets, suction toilets. They were kind of like airline toilets, but you're not in an airline. And you think the holes in American toilets are small? These were smaller, and you flush the toilet and it just goes goosh. It's like, and they said it's a vacuum toilet, like a fucking airplane toilet. Like, so it uses hardly any water. And it was a bit disconcerting. You like hit flush and it goes goosh. You paid a foreigner to shit in the Flinders Street toilets. We were just like, oh, for any number of reasons. Eastern European toilets don't have a seat. No, I'd say you get some parts of Asia and it's just a hole in the ground, which is the whole thing. Well, this is the whole thing. This was the water authority wanting to save water with the toilets. These suction toilets. I don't think you could install them in the home. I think you could only fit out an office building to use them. But it's fucking trippy. I tell you what, wasn't expecting it. I think, Justin, I think every kid got in their head that you could be sucked out an airplane toilet. If you were sitting on it when you flushed it would just suck you right out because it's freaky. Oh, Safa, once it started raining today, it didn't stop. Just so much rays. The airline toilet's still staying. They're pretty freaky, quite honestly. The whole suction thing. And you get these stories because, they all your waste goes into this chemical vat, and they will dump that when they're at high altitude, so it disperses and whatnot. But what clearly happens, because people under the flight path report this occasionally, sometimes when they release the waste at high altitude, some of it freezes to the body of the plane. And then when they go to a lower altitude, because it's not so cold and the friction of the flight, the like frozen blue grossness falls off the plane and lands in someone's backyard who's under the flight path. I remember seeing one on the news a while back, and someone's going, "We didn't know what it was. It was just this smash, and it was this blue thing, and what the fuck is that?" And then it melted, and there was no mistaking what it was because it just smelled like piss and shit. Suck you right out. We put that in the Pornhub search bar. Yes. Safa, no, I didn't get any hangovers. I didn't even drink. I did not drink that much on Friday night, considering I stayed up till 2 a.m. I mean, I was fucking drunk. No two ways about it. But considering I stayed up to 2 a.m., it was not that much. And yes, Justin, airplanes basically have a butthole that they take a dump out of. And no, I didn't have a hangover, but geez, I slept in this morning. I think I was just catching up because, up till 2 a.m. on Saturday morning, and didn't sleep in that late on Saturday. I did have a nana nap on Saturday afternoon because I was going out. But man, I fucking slept in this morning. Like I reckon 10 hours. Just the body just catching up. So I just roll with it. If my body says I want to sleep in when I'm allowed to sleep in. Because next week I won't be allowed to sleep in. Well, I will be on Saturday and Sunday. But, oh man, it's going to be so fucking jarring going back to work. Yeah, I've got a weird taste in my mouth. It's making the lemon bitters taste weird. Well, not every 2 a.m. But, a lot of after 2 a.m.s. Every second one, sometimes more often. But, yeah, I can kind of feel it like, I don't want to be zonking out when I'm out on a date with Mrs. Angry. So, yeah, I often have an afternoon nap. No, we had talked about doing some day trips. I haven't really been bothered. Might actually talk to Mrs. Angry about it this week if she wants to do a day trip somewhere this week. So, Raze, you're working Monday to Friday, mornings to Saturdays, jumping doors Saturday and Sunday night. Oof. Keeping super busy, my man. I'm just keeping myself busy with making videos and doing some stuff around the house. I mean, like that needs another block of ice in it, quite honestly. Doesn't Dr. Jones, you made the Rebenak. Rittenhouse, Strager, Rum Agricole, Averna, Peychaus, Orange, Regan's, Fibros. Ah, Sweet Vermouth. Yes. Ooh, how was that? I mean, that's sounding really good, actually. Working your ass off for the dollars. Loving the sound of that, Dr. Jones. That sounds really good. Yeah, I think I definitely need another. I just want another big chunk of ice in this drink. I just got a bit of an obsession with having lots of ice in a drink. Oh, wait, how much ice is over here? Maybe that'll be enough. Yeah, actually, this probably saved me going out. Unless a wastage. There you go. Just put that ice in. That'll fucking do. That'll fucking do. Ooh, so the bar spoon of sweet vermouth was really good. Nice. All right, that does sound like a pretty treat. St Albans ice. I used to live out that way. I know what you mean. Well, Sunshine was always a hoot. I lived in Sunshine for a while. Okay, I've told this story on the stream before multiple times, but I feel like I haven't told it for a while, and I want to tell it. So, living in Sunshine, and for those who don't know Melbourne, Sunshine has a real bad reputation. It's not all sunshine there, just for crime and droogs and whatnot. And I was getting fish and chips one night from a place in Sunshine. It's pretty busy, a lot of people there. And this one guy comes in and he looks like a stereotype of a fucking Sunshine meth head, right? He looks a bit strung out. He's really skinny. He's got like a scraggly beard. He looks kind of fucked up. And he's got a little kid with him. It's clearly his son. And by little, I mean like 5, 6. And he was being really sort of doting on the kid. Like he was coming across as a good dad. And I was thinking, well, that's really cool. That's defying the stereotype because visually he looks like the stereotype, but behaviorally, he seems like a really good dad and he's looking after this little one. And then just as they're going out, I don't know, the kid was annoying him or something, and he leans down, and I heard him say this. He leans down to the little kid like, "Do what you told her, I'll cut your fucking dog's head off." Like, what? What did you say? It's just like, oh, that kid's gonna grow up to be a fucking serial killer, honestly. Yeah, well, yes, I know you knew the Sunshine Boys. Yes. Fun times. I lived in Sunshine for a couple of years. Fun times. So, Rays, when you were growing up, complete chaos, machete attacks, brawls, drug dealing. Yeah, it was pretty fucking wrecks. Probably the last time my car got broken into was Sunshine. Jesus Christ, Heine, that's a mild way of putting it. Manipulating him. He said he was going to cut his fucking dog's head off. I know. That was my immediate thought, Dr. Jones, was fucking what? Oh my God. Kid's going to grow up to be a serial killer. Sorry. Rose. Sunshine produced the best hitman in the country. Yeah. That sounds plausible. Also, where the stump jump plow was invented. Great claim to fame for Sunshine. Wonderful invention for the agricultural world. Sunshine, home of the stump jump plow and some of the meanest criminals in Australia. It's just, but yeah, this one story, I really I haven't told that one for a while, but it's worth telling because holy fuck, I went on a whole journey with that, and dang, yeah. Also, my house did get broken into when I was in Sunshine as well. I mean, they've probably cleaned it up a bit. You know, bloody Footscray, which was wild as fuck when I first moved to Melbourne, is now one of the trendiest places. And it was Footscray was mad as like go to the Footscray markets back in the day, and the dealers would just be right up at you. Jason, mate, what you after? I got it all, mate. Dr. Jones, you're going to bring this up with your cousin. He's been in Aussie for 20 years. Yeah. It'd be interesting what their take is, where they live, what suburbs they think are dodgy. I don't know, Footscray was fucking wild. I you reckon the Paisley Street bus stop's still a bit fucked up? Oh, yeah. No, the needles. I remember just being blown out. Like in the Footscray market, which was right next to the station, the dealers were so fucking open. Like they were not attempting to hide at all. Is that South Kensington? I'm not familiar with that area. But yeah. Oof. Yeah, like late 90s when I first moved to Melbourne, Footscray was still deep in it. But it's pretty funny because it was legit. There was a global thing for the grooviest suburbs, and Footscray was the highest ranking of, and different surveys say different things, but yeah, Footscray was ranked as like funkiest suburb type of thing. Footscray, all council buildings. It was a war zone. It was kind of funny. Like when I lived there, you get Neighbourhood Watch monthly newsletter, and it was just consistently like breaking into vehicle theft, occasional assaults, muggings, but it was mostly breaking into vehicle theft. And I was looking at 1 month once, and it was like breaking into vehicle theft, murder. Oh, that's a fun one. What the fuck was that? And I looked it up, and it had happened. There was a servo just up on the corner from where I lived, and I got a surprise one night. I went there. I think I was just going to get some milk. It's like, even though the Coles is probably still open, I can't be bothered getting in the car. I'll just walk up to the servo and get some milk. And they locked it up. It was open for business, but they locked it up, and the cashier was behind a screen with a little microphone. What do you want? I'll get it for you. And I was going, milk. Yeah. So, and it's because they had a big problem with crime. But anyway, so the murder happened at the servo, but it wasn't a robbery. What had happened is there'd been some family, and it was a big thing. It was like a christening or a wedding or somewhat. Big family thing. And then there was a major altercation between, different splits in the family. And it got incredibly violent. But then someone left. Then someone chased them. And the one who'd left stopped at the servo. And it was literally like half a block from my house. Someone stopped at the servo to get petrol. And the person who was pissed off at them followed them and came in behind them and got out and fucking stabbed them to death. And that was like half a block from my house. And I legit had no idea it happened. It happened late at night. I was a responsible suburban man, and I was asleep in bed. And so it was all cleaned up by the time I got up. So I literally did not know what had happened till I saw it in the Neighbourhood Watch thing. I looked up and found the context for it, but Jesus. I see, if you were there in the 90s, you really saw it. Oof. Murders would go down in front of you, just walk on by. Cops used to block both exits, only way in and out, conduct raids. Yeah, Jesus. Oh, no, Dr. Jones. It's safe to say there are fucked up places everywhere. I mean, I freely admit various bits of the US I was in freaked me out a bit, like the schools that are like prisons with metal detectors and lockdowns and whatnot. But, same token, I walked around San Francisco. I thought it was lovely. I thought San Francisco was just like an Australian city. I'm sure there are places. Although I have to admit, I was with my ex, and we were looking at how to get into San Fran, and it was much cheaper to fly into a nearby airport that wasn't San Francisco airport. And you get the train in from there to San Francisco as that elevated train they have. So you're over everything. And oh God, I'm going blank. You might know this, Dr. Jones, or someone else. Oakland. Yes, you knew exactly what I was talking about. So he flew into Oakland Airport and got the elevated train into San Fran. And as we were going over Oakland, I'm looking at just this warehouse and just fucked up sort of looking things. And I was looking down going, this looks like every gang movie I've ever seen. I am so glad we are above this and not sort of down in it, because there was just something about the visual nature of Oakland that just kind of radiated, this is a kind of bad place. So all the major sports franchises moved away from Oakland. You've been to Oakland Airport. Yeah, well, we went there because it was so much cheaper than flying into San Francisco. I have to admit, the one thing, we were there at Halloween, and I'm kind of disappointed we were too wussy to go to the Day of the Dead celebrations, because it just sounded just a little bit dodgy. And you get these sort of ideas about American cities, and this was in the very not touristy part of San Francisco, and we were like, yeah, it just sounds like a risk, and I don't want to do it. And I'm kind of disappointed that we wussed out on that. Oh God, okay, where I lived in Redfern, in the early '90s. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but there were moments in Redfern, basically. Um, so there was the occasional, robberies. Some fucking kid threw a rock at me once for no reason, just because I was white, and it's just like, God damn it! Oh no, we checked, Justin, and it could be different now. But flying into Oakland and then getting a ticket for the um, uh, elevated train, it was way cheaper. Oh yes, family conflict. Oh my God, I remember some ones like your city mob and your country mob could have some real fucking nasty conflict. Um, Yeah, some of the family shit, because I did actually get told about that growing up in Dubbo as well. And yeah, occasionally someone would tell me like, oh yeah, this really high profile, like someone like Gary Foley has pissed some people off and some shit's gonna come down. And it was like, oh damn. Um yeah, there were things and there were things in that whole area. And I was probably fairly cavalier. Nothing particularly bad ever happened to me, but you know, I was probably a bit casual about it sometimes. Grew up with Adara, so you understand. I mean, again, here's the families, because everyone's cousins. And like, I shouldn't. I was about to start saying a bunch of names. I go, I shouldn't. I shouldn't. It's rude. But yeah, like everyone's cousins, and I got to know people, and you realize like, you'd be in Sydney and meet someone, and you realize like, oh, okay, so you knew my cousin, so you're okay. And it's like, yep, I definitely did not get in a fight with your cousin. We're cool. Uh, it's it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. Family. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay, I'm gonna update my thing. Where are we? The Beauchamp. I made the Beauchamp tonight. That goes in the doing pile. My little organizer, because I'm an organized guy. You said their name because they're constantly in the news. Yeah, okay. I didn't know any big crime families. Um, I knew some people who ended up in jail. Did I? No, no. I don't know any big crime. I'm just going on record now. I don't know any big crime families. Um, Although I did have a fun one once when I was in Sydney. One of my friends, for a while, he worked at a bottle shop in the Cross, and he fucking loved the drama. He was a madman. He loved the drama. You could just imagine the sort of shit that goes down if you're in a bottle shop in the Cross, and he friggin' loved it. Um, and it was down some stairs, which made it even more divey. But I was hanging out with him one night because his girlfriend worked in a strip club. She wasn't actually a stripper; she served drinks, and she would always explain to the punters there was very strict delineation between the drink staff, the strippers, and the girls would take you upstairs for full service. The three different jobs. Oh yes, bottle shop is liquor store. English call it an off license. So the bottle shop is just the liquor store in Australia. Your defense, you didn't know they were a crime family, you just went to school with them. But anyway, it was a crime families. So I'm with my mate in the bottle shop, and no one was coming in. So it's taking a break. So just to get some air, we went up the steps and we're standing at the doorway. So it was at the main drag of the Cross. And one time I was just hanging out with him, and he just went, "Oh," because there was like a fruit shop at the road, and he's going, "Don't make a big thing of staring, but that guy in the suit at the shop up there talking to the shop owner." And I just glanced, and it was pretty obvious he was talking about it. I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "He's the guy. Like nothing happens here without his say so." It was John Ibrahim, which I found out years later. But yeah, it was so funny. Like working on the strip, he was just like, "No, that's the guy. He's the guy who decides what happens and what doesn't happen." So it was a fun sort of Goodfellas moment. You know, he's the he was the head gangster, and he also told me the whole thing about this guy owns all the real estate, and as soon as it becomes more lucrative for these things to be apartments than to be bars and strip clubs, they're going to be apartments because the guy is all about money, and he bought up a bunch of real estate because it wasn't regarded as that desirable. But he was just, oh yeah, no, he wasn't pointing out him like he's terrifying and awful. He's just kind of like, that's the guy who decides what happens. He's a businessman. Yeah, it was kind of fun finding out years later when it's all this stuff about he's in all the news and whatnot, and last king of the cross, and I went, oh yeah, no, he got pointed out to me back in the early 90s. I did. You got their intestines turned into mincemeat. That's unpleasant. That sounds like a reference, Dr. Jones. Money and abs, guys jacked. Oh, yeah, no, I haven't watched it either. I'm just aware of its existence. I've heard the show. I think it's on Prime in Australia. I've heard it's actually pretty good. I might get around to watching it. There's just so many fucking things to watch every now and then. Why do I say every now and then? All the time. There's so much stuff to watch. Mrs. Angry and I watched an interesting animated thing on Netflix called Carol and the End of the World, which was good and different. I found the ending incredibly unsatisfying, so it kind of turned me against the whole thing. Oh God! So he got stabbed 5 times or something. Oh my God! That's no. Oh, you need all that in one piece. It gets messed up. You're all messed up. Photos look like he has. Oh, are you talking about John Ibrahim? I'm not sure what you're referencing. And look him up just to be sure. John Ibrahim. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I didn't even realize. God, I'm just seeing the pictures you're talking about. All right, I reckon that's the classic. Those pictures of him looking really jacked. Okay, you can't really see it, but this thing was saying like showing off his scars because he's going shirtless. I think he's doing the Hugh Jackman Wolverine thing. He planned to go out and play. You can't really see, but there are some serious fucking scars on his stomach there. I don't know. Oh wait, no. I keep fucking forgetting what StreamYard has done to me. I have to do this. There are some pretty serious scars on his torso there. But I reckon he's doing the Hugh Jackman Wolverine thing. Like he decides he's going to go out in public without his shirt on. So he spends a week doing really hard workouts at the gym and then 2 days dehydrating himself. So it really emphasizes the muscle tone. I actually had no idea he was that jacked. There you go. That was actually a little bit of a surprise to me. Wowzers. This is an article. Is John Ibrahim still alive? Who is he? Where is he now? Oh God, that's just silly. Get off the John Ibrahim thing now, I think. Oh God, I might go to bed actually. It's after 10. I don't have to get up, but it's just like I don't want to overdo it. Oh. So it was fun. We got into all crime talk tonight. It's always fun to see where the conversation goes on a given night. Yeah, God, I don't even know if, like I said, I really slept in today. It's amazing. Yes, I do the decent thing. I don't have a 6-pack. I have a keg. I have a big barrel. Good question, Safa, because we finished The Crown last week. So Mrs. Angry and I actually have to decide what we watch. So much to choose from. I honestly don't know what we're going to watch. Might watch a movie. There's a few movies I wanted to watch. Might find a new show. Oh, there's season 2 of a British show. What was it called? Sentinel or something like that? I don't know. Oh, look, someone's just popped up on Twitch. Tibler Clow Wagner, hello, with your fun little emotes there. I'm literally just going to bed. So yes, Alpha, so we haven't decided what we're going to watch yet because we finished The Crown, so we've got to pick something else. So it'll be a little bit of thought. Vigil, that's the name. Sentinel, I said Sentinel. It's Vigil. Similar words. There's a pretty good British drama, like, cop crime drama called Vigil. Season 2's started. Might watch that. Might watch a movie. We might find something completely other. Who knows? Who knows? In all probability, you'll see. Oh my god! Now I've got the hiccups. What the fuck is that? Notwithstanding, might do takeaway with the Offspring sometime. Very hard to be sure, but I don't know. I'll see you sometime. But I am going to go sleepy bobos now. So you'll take care.